Hi, everybody, and welcome to the April mystery painting. So I've noticed that there already is a comment, which means some people are seeing this. I see that I have 5 viewers so far, but I cannot see it on my Facebook page. I can't see it live. So I guess you guys can see it, right? I cannot see it. I'm sorry for the I'm sorry for the technical glitch. Let me just see if I can refresh it one more time. I am not seeing it on my iPad at all. So I'm just going to trust that you guys can see this. Oh my gosh. You know, I'm using StreamYard again, and I used StreamYard for my birthday mystery painting in February, and all of a sudden it just wasn't working. So I was panicking and had to come on, you know, the normal Facebook Live way. Okay, Leilani sees it. Okay, you guys, you see it. I don't see it on my end. So, whew, okay, at least some people are seeing it. You know, if nothing else, if some people have technical difficulties the way I have no idea why I'm not seeing it on my page, but at the end of it, I can download it and repost the link. So no worries. So happy that some people are seeing it. Oh, I hate when technical things rattle me. Anyway, welcome to the April mystery painting, and I'm so happy that you joined me. This is going to be so cute and so fun, and of course easy. So if you're new to the mystery paintings that I do, hi Martha. Oh, thank you. I'm glad everybody's seeing it. Oh, okay. So someone can see on the phone and not the computer. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I could not see it on my iPad and I couldn't see it on my computer, and I'm using my phone for one of my cameras. So anyway, so sorry. And if you're only seeing it on your phone, that might make it difficult to paint. So I'm sorry about the glitches. Hopefully you can still paint along, or you can watch it when it replays. So if you're new to the mystery paintings, I created mystery paintings because I noticed when I used to paint for myself, I would have all of these kind of this negative talk in my mind. And it was not a pleasant experience. You know, painting should be fun, and it should be a pleasant experience. And for me, it just wasn't, because I would start painting and then I would have all these little gremlin voices inside of me saying, oh my God, it's hi Margaret. So, hey Margaret, can you tell me if you can see it on your computer or your iPad, or are you just watching on your phone? My friends you all can help me out. So I created mystery paintings so that we could all paint along together. But since you don't know what you're painting right off the bat, yay! Okay, good. Everyone's starting to see this. That's good. So as you're painting along with me, since you don't know what you're painting and you don't have anything to compare it to, I think that might be a way to quiet our negative voices in our minds. Oh, okay, Margaret, it won't stream live on TV. So I'm sorry, I don't know what's going on today with this. And someone sees me on my iPad. Okay, you guys. Anyway, so today let's go through our supplies, what we're going to need for our supplies. What we've got here, let's talk about our colors first. We're going to need brown and blue and yellow and white. That's what we're going to use. I also have a couple cups of water. And then, of course, I always use like a styrofoam plate or some kind of plate to mix my canvas, my paints on, or whatever you like to mix your paint on. And I've got some paper towels, because when I dip my brushes in the water, I always wipe on the paper towel and kind of prepare the tip. And so for the brushes today, I chose Filberts. And Filberts are the brushes with those slightly round tip and they're flat. They're basically flat. So I've got kind of a medium and a small Filbert. And then I've got a round detail brush that we can do smaller lines with. Um, and so I'm going to put that aside for a minute. I also have chalk. And chalk is not super necessary, but I just want to show you how to use chalk. If you don't feel like you're a super confident painter yet and don't really know where to put your lines on the canvas, then you can always use chalk because you can draw on the paint if it's dry. The paint has to be dry. And then if you don't like where you put your subject matter, you can just wipe it away. So chalk is really fun. I'm going to show you how to use that today. We also have a hair dryer. We might not need it, but I always like to have a hair dryer handy to dry things, dry areas if we need to do anything special over a dry area. So I've got hair dryer, and I'm going to be painting larger today just so that you can see it better. If I paint smaller, I think it's kind of hard to see, but if you're painting along live with me, I would suggest painting a smaller version just so that you can keep up. Okay, so let's get started. Let's get started. I'm excited. This is going to be fun. I can see your comments. So if at any point you want me to slow down, just let me know and we can all slow down. And remember that this is going to be available for replay. As soon as it's done, Facebook posts it as a replay, and then you can pause and paint if you want. And so don't stress out. Just enjoy yourself. I think this is going to be really cute, and I think you're going to enjoy it. Okay, let's get started. All right, so let's get our white and our blue out first. Our white and our blue. And today I'm also going to show you how to be mixing some colors. So let's get a good amount of white and some blue. And this is where I'm going to kind of place my colors so that I can do some mixing. And then we can also pour some yellow over here. Come on out, yellow. There we go. I didn't need that much. Don't pour that much out. And then because I'm painting bigger, this is actually can't speak, actually an 11 by 14. So I did pull in a larger filbert for myself. Okay. So once you've got your paint poured out, what we're going to be doing is mixing some blues, and we're going to be mixing a light blue. So I'm going to pull the white out this way, and then I'm going to touch my blue in and start to mix it. I don't want to put too much blue in right away because I want to kind of see where this blue is going to land. I'd like a really light blue. So to get that light blue, I just keep pulling my white in. I'm pulling more and more of my white in. So you can see now I've got, I don't know if this shows up really good on the camera, but I've got like a light blue and a slightly darker blue. So this part, we're going to paint really fast, okay? So let me show you what I mean. I'm going to start with my lightest blue. And first of all, I'm going to make kind of a line. So here's the half of my canvas, okay? This is right at my halfway point. And then I'm going to go halfway again. And I'm just going to maybe just do like some dots right here. And I don't know if you can see that because my lights are so bright. There you go. Maybe you could see that. Just some dots so that we kind of know where that's at. Okay. So now I'm going to go back to my lightest blue. I'm going to start over here in the upper right-hand corner, and I'm just going to paint really fast and pull this down. And as I get kind of to the middle of the canvas, I'm going to dip into that darker blue that I mixed, and I'm going to pull that in. But we're moving really, really fast. Just move fast. Cool. Someone said they're watching, and that's totally fine. Sometimes it's just fun to watch the process and then go back and do it so that you know all the moves. I love watching people paint. I think it's really relaxing. So whatever makes you happy and relaxed today, just do it. So this is pretty much what you should have. You don't have to have a straight line down here. Just kind of paint down to this line. And I kind of want the feeling that this is a little lighter up here. So I'm going to pull some white back in and just pull a little bit of white. Now, if you remember, if you've painted on any of my other mystery paintings, my job is to try to keep you in the mystery. So I'll be thinking about these moves that I'm making. So this is kind of what you should have. Okay. I'm going to bring my light back over a little bit so I can see what I'm doing. Okay. There, that looks good. There we go. So this is what you should have right now. And you guys can hear me okay, right? I want to check that out too. I hope you can all hear me. Okay. All right. So the next thing we're going to do is mix some greens. So you don't have to rinse your brush at this point. Take some yellow, pull some yellow out, and pull this yellow next to here, and then dip into your blue. And we're going to make a green. Now for people watching, if you're going to come back and paint this and you don't want to be mixing colors, you can just go ahead and use your green paint. But I wanted to really kind of keep this simple with simple colors and show you how to mix colors. So I think I'm going to need a lot more green. So I'm going to try to mix more green here. So you see what I'm doing? I'm just kind of dipping in my yellow, dipping in my blue, just till I get like a medium green. I might be able to even pull back over here because I don't need that anymore. Just like that. Got a good green going. And then with that green, we're going to take that green and put that down here. And honestly, if you have all your paints by you and you're like, I don't really like the greens that I'm mixing, you can just go ahead and grab your green paint. Again, I was just trying to show you guys how to mix green. So we should have something like this. Okay. And then I'm going to go ahead and rinse that brush. And I don't let my brushes sit in the water. So once I've got my brush, I just, oh my goodness. Well, this is good that this is happening. So with acrylic paint, if it's wet and all of a sudden you dip water on it, which is a really awesome kind of technique that I should show you in another class. But it will actually lift the paint right off. So I just am going to fix that. So I was showing you, so be careful when you're rinsing your brush. So I was rinsing my brush, and then I just want to show you that I really kind of dry them. And then I reform the tip right away, and then they're ready to go. So this is what you should have so far. And if you have a hair dryer, I'm going to plug something in right now. Whoops. If you have a hair dryer, you can go ahead and dry this right now. And don't hold it in one place because you'll burn your paint. There, so I have kind of, and I'm doing this specifically so that I can use the chalk. So if there's anyone in the group who does not have a hair dryer, just let me know. So I'll wait for a second to see if everyone's ready to move on. And while we're waiting, I'm going to try to see if I can see myself on the iPad again, because that's really bothering me. Nope. Okay. Okay, so if you're ready to go, is anyone not ready to go? You can just say wait. So we're going to be placing, we're going to be designing right now, okay? We're going to be adding an element that starts here and just goes over in a curve. Okay, Lori said wait. We can totally wait. And Lori, while we're not going forward with the painting, I will explain what we're doing next. We're going to add an element that starts over here, and it's going to go in a curve and land about here. So we're leaving all, see this, where I've got my hand, we're leaving all of that blank right now. Okay. So we're going to start here and do a little curve. Is there, hopefully everyone has chalk. If you don't, I'll show you what color to use, but I will go ahead and use my chalk when we're ready. Lori, let us know when you're ready. I'm going to go ahead and use my chalk. And then if anyone doesn't have the chalk, we can, I will show you how to do this in paint. But let me just show you where this element is going. So I'm just going to go here. Okay, Lori's ready. Yay! So I'm using my chalk. In fact, I'm going to start here. So that's why chalk is so great. I started here. I'm like, no, I'm going to start here. I'm going to start about here. So I guess mathematically where I'm starting, here's the absolute middle. And I'm going to start in the middle of that middle. Does that make sense? I'm starting like at a quarter. I'm going to go here. I want to end up about here. So I'm just going to do a curve like this. And you can probably barely see it because it's chalk. But if you have chalk, that's the curve we're doing. Okay. And now use your skinny brush and dip in a little bit into your green. If your green is getting too thick, you can dip a little bit in your water and put it back in your green to get a nice flow. When you use your round brush for this part, dip in and twirl it. And then you're going to go back over this chalk line. If you don't have chalk, then this is now what you're going to do with your paint. And you can just kind of sketch it in. So you can do this. And I'm going to use some more water already. Or you can just, if you're feeling confident, you can just do a nice line. Doesn't have to be perfect. Follow that chalk line. To about there. So we want this to be about as thick as your round, skinny round brush is. See that? And it's not perfect, and that's okay. We just want that flow. We want that cool flow. So I'd like to also now introduce some brown. Let's put the brown over here. And I'd like to go back and pull some green and dip some brown into it because I'm kind of making a brownish green. Not totally brown, but a brownish green. Oh, and also, if you ever dip your brush into the water and rinse it and you're coming back to your paint, make sure you don't have a secret hiding drip here that's about to drip down onto your canvas. I've done that many times and that's a bummer. All right. So if you can see, I've made this kind of brownish green and I'm going to go back to this and I'm just going to paint along this area. So now it's just kind of greenish brown. Not sure if you can see that on my camera. Maybe not, but it's just a greenish brown. And instead of dipping into my water, I'm just kind of wiping my brush on my paper towel. I'm going to go back over here into my green that I made still with my round brush. And right where this line ends, I'm going to do some moves like this. Like maybe we're making a palm tree, right? It's possible. Just some moves like this. Maybe 5, 4 or 5. Just like that. So now it looks like a super tall, skinny palm tree in a hurricane. And we're done. Thanks for coming. Kidding. So that's what you should have so far. So once you have your weird palm tree, we're going to go back into our pure black or pure brown rather. And I'm going to do this. It's like an oval. And now you might know what we're making already over here. You might know what we're making. Okay. All right. So now we're going to go back to this area here. If you have your chalk, you'll do this. If you have your paint, we can just do this with paint. But if you have your chalk, I'm going to make a line that maybe goes like this. And then over here, I'm going to make another line that goes like this. So if you have just paint and not your chalk, and now we're going to add our paint. I seem to be having trouble with my words today, you guys. I'm in picture mode. So we're just going to follow those 2 lines with our green. Doesn't have to be perfect because we're just kind of placing the movement here. Okay. All right. So far, so good. I hope you kind of don't know what this is. You probably do, but only part of it. Okay. This next move is probably going to reveal what this is, but that's okay. Excuse me. Let's see if I can keep you in the mystery here. Let's dip into our green. Let me see if I can get you to do this. Let's do this and do that again. They're little upside down smiles. And then maybe one here. And then let's do the same thing for that over here. Let's do an upside smile that way. Actually, now it's a backwards C over here. And then another one. And then maybe another one like that. Okay. Oh. All righty. We have to do these in Zoom meetings so I can see your faces so I know if you're ready or not. Right? Okay, now going back to this one on the left, we're going to start from that corner and kind of go up to the tip like that. And then you can take the tip and go down to that corner like that. So, and you can fill that in. So now we've got like an arrow shape, right? And you can do the same thing over here. Go from this part, go to the tip, go from that one, fill it in, and you've got an arrow, 2 arrows. And then we're going to go back and do the same thing for this one. Start from the end and go maybe to the middle. And then start from there and go to the tip and fill that in. So I hope I'm making sense. I hope that's not too tricky. I'm trying to keep this all simple. And the same thing over here from the tip, maybe to about here. Connect that and fill it in. And let's do that again. From this one, we're going to go up to about the middle, come back here, and fill it in. And same thing on this side. Like you're making a triangle or an arrowhead. So it should look like that now. I hope that's still mysterious. And now we're going to kind of refine this area. So we're going to, how do I describe that? I'm going to start from this tip. Okay. I'm going to start from this tip and I'm just going to kind of maybe make a curve and bring it down like this. I don't know how to describe that move to you all, other than you're kind of filling this area in. You see that? So you're going from this part over to here and you're just filling it in. And it doesn't have to be exactly looking like mine, because when we're finally done, you'll see that all of these items that we're painting always look different. And that is the only hint I'm giving you. It's okay to be painting over this line that we did earlier. So you should have something ending up like this. And you can take these parts and make them more pointy if you want. And then same thing over here. So I'm going to start at my tip and make a little curve to kind of fill this in. So if anyone is not understanding this part, just starting, so trying to catch up fast. Okay, good, you're just starting. And remember, you'll be able to see this on the replay, so don't worry about it because you don't necessarily, I can't see who that Facebook user is who just said that. It just says Facebook user on my end. But you can kind of start from where we're at right now, try to get your background in and this part, and then this, and then just start from where we're at. That will be okay. So we're just finishing up this element. And does anyone have any questions so far on this part? Oh, Lisa Joe, hi. I guess for me to be able to see your username, you have to give StreamYard permission. I'm not super happy with StreamYard today. It's a little glitchy. But this is kind of the vibe that we're going for. And now you probably know what this is. I'm assuming you might know what this is. And you can go ahead and guess if anyone knows what this is. Should we have people guess right now what this is? So this is what you should have right now. Okay? I'm going to pop my head back in here because it's so weird. I've just got to share with you right now. It's kind of so weird doing these without knowing your faces. And when it all goes silent, it's like we're all sitting here in silence going like this. So at least if I pop my face in, it looks like we're doing something. Okay, so far this is pretty much what you should have. Okay. Let me ask you this. Does anyone not know what this part is? Just say me. Does anyone not know what this is? And the room is silent. The room is silent. I'm just kind of okay, you don't know what it is. Okay, then let's not blurt it out in class. Let's not blurt it out. Let's stay in the mystery for now, okay? That's kind of fun that you don't know what it is. That means I'm doing my job. Okay. All right. If everyone has this so far, you can still, since we're still kind of working in this area, you can pick up a little bit of yellow to make a lighter green. And you can even go yellow if you want. And you can just make a line from the tip down. Just sketch it in. It doesn't have to be, oh, Margaret, you're not sure either. Okay, good. Yay. So I'm just taking a lighter green and I'm just kind of making a line. And you can do that lighter green maybe on some of the points. And that's pretty much what we should have right here, right now, okay? And now we're going to move on to a different part of the painting. Since you don't know what this is, I'm excited, and I'm going to keep you not knowing what this is, because the next move I make on this, you're going to absolutely know what it is, and let's just have fun and stay in the mystery. So is everyone at this point? If anyone is not at this point, please say wait. Otherwise, we're going to go to this section now, and this is where you can use your chalk again. So I'm just going to wait a second to see if anyone wants me to wait. Otherwise, we're moving to this area. Okay, looks good. Let's take our chalk. If you don't have chalk, let's see. If you don't have chalk, I'm going to tell you what to do if you don't have chalk, but we're going to use chalk first. Okay, she said, I don't know who that is. That might be Lisa Jo, almost there, but you can go ahead. Okay, so we're going to be needing some more white at this point if you've used your white up. So I'm going to pour some white out now, and you still have your brown. And do this if you don't have chalk. Pull some white out, dip a little bit of brown, so that you have a very slight little bit of brown, almost like chocolate milk, okay? And then hold that thought for a second. People with chalk, let's set this over here for a second. People with chalk, we're going to make an element right here, okay? Let me see how to explain this. 1, 2. I don't know how to explain this other than we're going to make an oval, and it's going to be about this big. It's like an egg. You know how an egg is shaped, where they're a little smaller at the top and it's an oval? We're going to make an oval. All right, so is there anyone here who does not have chalk? I should ask that. Otherwise, go ahead and make an oval. And now mix this brown. You're taking some white and a little bit of brown, and you're making like a chocolate milk. And go over that oval, and you can just kind of sketch that oval in. Sometimes it's a little weird going over the chalk. Sketch the oval in. So it should look like that. Okay, Lori doesn't have chalk. So Lori, what you would do is just kind of sketch an oval with your paintbrush. Just lightly sketch it in. And you're a confident painter. You can sketch the oval in. This is what we should have right now. A UFO by a weird palm tree with strange buildings on Mars. Yes. All right. And I'm going to want more brown at this point. So, and you are too. So let's pull some white in. Let's mix some brown. Let's get the brown going. It's like a dark chocolate milk. And with your smaller filbert, you can go ahead and fill that oval in. Should look something like that. So next move we're going to do is we're going to make another big oval. So because you're confident painters at this point, you don't have to use your chalk. You can use your chalk. If you want to use your chalk for this move first, go ahead. But we're going to start another oval. It's going to start about here. And we're just going to kind of pull it down like that. Well, it's not, it's going to be a long oval. And then the other one's going to go here like this, really kind of oblong shape like this. All right. Super fun. Okay. Once you have that, let's go back in. If you just used up your brown like I did, you're going to need a little more brown. So I'm going to take my round brush and dip it into this pure brown. And while we have this oval here, I'm going to go in with little strokes like this and just do little strokes going this way and then starting on the other side going this way just at the bottom here. These strokes can go up just like that. So these should be the direction of this kind of movement here. And then when you get to the center, the movement changes a little bit and goes this way. Okay. And then you can just wipe your brush off on your paper towel and dip a little into the white. And right about in the middle, we're going to do these same strokes like this. And it's okay if it blends into your paint. That's actually what I want it to do. Right here. So you should have something like that. Oh, you thought the yellow was going to be a daisy. That's fun. I know. Or, you know, it could have been a sunflower with all these same colors. I know. That's why I thought this one was going to be fun for you guys because I think I can keep you in the mystery for a while. A little bit longer anyway. So what we just did on this little oval, we're going to be doing on this longer oval. So take your filbert, whichever filbert you want. If you have a bigger filbert, you'll be able to fill this in more. And we're going to take our lighter brown and we're going to fill this one in now. I have chunks for some reason. And we're going to go up to this part, but we want to save that, what we just did. So we're just going to go like that. And then we're just going to fill this in with our lighter brown. Paint fast, you know, paint loose, in other words, just paint loose. Don't think about it. We're just filling this in. Just like that. Should look like that. And then the same thing that you did up here, like this shading, we're going to do down here. So you can experiment with whatever brush you want to try this with. I think I'm going to stay with my filbert for this part and see what happens. So we want this paint to be wet. I'm going to take my filbert, make sure you've got, you know, kind of a nice edge to it, and dip it into that dark brown. And then we're going to do the same thing. So we're going to start at the bottom here and just do strokes like this, staying kind of on the edge. Short strokes, not long ones, just short strokes. I'm liking the way this paint is working in the wet paint. That's exactly the kind of vibe I want. And then going up the other side, the strokes will go in the other direction, okay? Like this. And if you're starting with your filbert doing this, we can always go down to our round brush for more details in a little bit. But we just want this, trying to get a 3D effect here, as simple as we can. And I don't really want it to blend. I really want to see your strokes in the wet paint. Okay, like that. You should have something that looks like that. And then you can switch over to the lighter color. Now I don't really want to use pure white at this point, so I'm going to dip it a little bit into my brown to even get a lighter brown, but not a pure white. And then I'm going to go back to this middle here and kind of do the same thing with the filbert, just kind of highlighting the middle here. So you should have something like this that looks like a hairy pineapple. Or what is it? Maybe it's a basket someone wove. I don't know. What is it? What could it be? What could it be? So this should just be a real loose. You should just be doing this real loose. Don't think about it too much. Don't stress out. And now we're going to go back to our light brown. And this is probably going to start to reveal what this is. So I'm going to make two kind of gentle lines. I'm going to start about here. Oh, someone said mine looks like a bald bearded man in a monkey costume with no arms and legs. That's hilarious. Okay, so here's the next move. I'm going to make two lines. I'm going to start one on each side. This one, I'm going to just start about here and do a nice gentle line that stops about there. And then the other one, maybe around here, maybe a nice gentle movement like that and stop like that. Just like that. And if your line went into here and messed that up like mine did, that's fine. We can always go back and fix that. Okay, so if you have your two lines, oh, let me take this banner off. It says we're going to start soon, and we've already started. There we go. There we go. Okay. Let's go back to the comments. There we go. Okay. So now we're going to fill this shape in. So I'm going to go a little bit on this side, a little bit on this side, and I'm going to almost make like a paddle shape, like that. Does that make sense? And I'm going to fill that in. You should have that. And while this is wet, I'm going to, oh, and did I tell you I'm using my smaller round brush? I'm sorry. So while this is wet, I'm going to do the same thing with that we did with the other brown. I'm going to do these little short strokes on this side only. Just super little short strokes. Just like that. I don't know if you can really see this on the camera, but just doing these little short strokes like this. And then also dip into the white and make it a little lighter white, a little lighter brown rather. And same thing, just make it a little lighter on this side. Just a little bit. And then we're going to do the same thing over here. I'm going to start maybe here, maybe keep it narrow here, come out this way, make it look like a paddle. And now you must be able to see what this is. I think I just revealed what this is, didn't I? And fill this paddle in. I'm going to still call it a paddle until you all figure out what this is. You must know what this is now. Again, I'm going to do the same thing I did over here. I'm dipping into my brown and doing short strokes on this side only. Just really, really short strokes on these paddles. Definitely not a monkey. True. I'm going to rinse my brush out, my detail brush, because now I'm going to go straight to pure white and have a really nice little tip. And I'm going to kind of do an outline. And I'm just going to do it on the top here. And you just kind of sketch the outline with the white. And I'm going to go all the way down this paddle and I'm sketching it. I'm going to stop about there. And then I'm going to do the same thing on this side. I'm going to add the white. And I'm going to pull this white outline, very thin white outline down. Doesn't have to be perfect. I'm going to stop right about there. Then I'm also going to take that white and I'm going to do it right here. Just like that. How you guys doing? It should look like this so far. So now if you still don't know what this is, which I think, do you really not know what this is? Oh, well, if you don't know what this is what we're going to do next. We're still got some things to do here, but I want to kind of let this dry. So you might want to tilt your canvas or your book this way now so that you're out of the way of this brown area. And we're going to go into we're going to take our detail brush, make sure you've got a really, really nice tip, and we're going to be dipping it into the brown, but twirl it so that you have barely brown on here. And we're going to go and make little marks. And let me show you what these marks look like. I'm going to do a mark like that, like that, like this, this, and this. Like little brown pieces of rice, okay? Oh, somebody got it right. Yay. So we're doing little brown pieces of rice. Okay? Once you have the brown rice, clean your detail brush really, really well. Clean it really well. Wipe it off. Okay, we will see you later on the replay, Janine. Awesome. So take your detail brush, make a really nice point. We're going to go back to our pure white. And we're going to go back to this area and we're just going to do dots. Some dots. And you can do the dots in kind of a round shape like this. I hope you can see that. See what I'm doing? Just dots. And then I'm going to start with, if you have a really pointy tip, I'm going to start making little lines to the dots, just kind of random, coming out of that brown area like this, real thin. I hope you can see this. Can you see it better that way? Like that. And then to start to embellish these little dots, what I'm doing, I'm trying to see if you can see this. How's that? On these little dots, I'm going to just take little hair movements out. I guess that's how you would describe it. And then I'm going to add more. Just kind of fill it in with dots. Pulling some of them out and up and away from the brown, if that makes sense. And then going back over to our our little excuse me, brown pieces of rice. What we're actually going to do is take a very, how can I show you this? A very thin line out of one of the edges, and then a little bit of fur or hair, and all the lines will be going out this way and that way. So basically what we're doing here, if you have not figured this part out, is we're making a dandelion. And these little things flying off are the dandelion seeds and the fuzzies, okay? So that's what you're actually painting. I wish you could see it a little better on the screen. But so we're just pulling out little fuzzies. So that the fuzzies are flying away. Right? See how cute he is? And you can add more fuzzies onto your dandelion. You can make it as fluffy as you want. If it's blowing away, it might be fluffier towards the bottom here. It might need more fluffs, and it might be thinner on this side because they're blowing away. Just like that. Do you see? Yes, I can hold up, Margaret. So I'm going to wait for a minute. I'm going to walk away for a second, but I'm going to wait for you guys to catch up with this. We have a few more things we're going to do. Well, basically, you want to end up with something like this. Oh, hold up to the camera. You're like, hold up, everybody, hold up. Yeah, like this. Does that make sense? You know, just kind of embellish it. Do in your imagination what you would, just like dots, and it's just, you know, the dandelion is flowing away. And I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I'm back. How's everyone doing on your dandelion? So now we can go back to, obviously this is a bunny, or maybe it's not so obvious. I don't know. I don't know. But we're going to add some whiskers onto him. So I'm just going to take my detail brush and really kind of twirl it to make it very, very pointy and thin. And he might be wet still. No, he's not wet. So I'm just going to pull some whiskers out, like 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, just kind of barely there. See the whiskers? Oh, and I got some brown there, but that's okay. And then we're going to give him a fluffy little tail. So I'm going to go down here and I'm going to, we want his tail to come up about here. And so I'm just going to kind of sketch it in. Sketch your own little fluffy tail in. Like that. And go ahead and fill that in with your white paint. Nice and fluffy. Just like that. You got a bunny, you guys. You got a bunny. And then when you're done with your tail, and we're going to let that dry over here, we're going to go back to our green. So you might need to mix more green. I might need to, but you can use the green that you have and use your filbert or use your detail brush or use both. And then we're just going to start to pull grass up. So I'm going to add a little bit of water because I don't want my grass to be furry. I'm just going to start pulling grass. When I get near my bunny, I'm just going to kind of go around it, cover that brown. I'm also going to take that green and kind of just do this motion because we originally had kind of made a line across there at the bottom. You see this? And then I'm just going to kind of do this to get rid of that line and make it a little softer on the horizon like that. And then I'm going to mix more greens, but it doesn't have to be the same color green. Maybe it has a little darker blue in it, and come back here and just start pulling different kinds of green in. Just to give it some depth. Now I like this bluish green that I made here, so I'm going to add a little bit onto my dandelion leaves. Just be loose with it, have fun. See, and you can switch to your detail brush and use different sizes for the blades of grass. And then you can start pulling those blades of grass around your bunny, like he's just nestled in the grass. He's just sitting there. And then as I get closer to the front, I'm just going to add more yellow into my green. And you can even add some white to get a different shade of green. And we're just making the grass. I don't want it too yellow though. Just kind of have fun with the strokes and the green. If your bunny tail is pretty dry, you can bring your grass over the bunny tail a little bit too. So he's nice and nestled into the grass. And that's what you should end up with, is a little bunny making a wish. It's called Make a Wish. And, you know, it's kind of an Easter theme, but it's just a sweet painting for any time of the year. Here's my original design. When I worked this out, I'm like, oh my gosh, it's so cute. So this one I did in a square version, and I did the blue a little darker so that you can actually see the dandelion blowing away. Maybe if it's a darker sky, that might help. But this is basically it. This is the Make-A-Wish bunny. Make a wish. And I hope you all enjoyed it. I'm sorry for the technical aspect at the beginning. I'm going to have to contact StreamYard and find out what the heck is up with their platform, because that made me nervous. But I hope you enjoyed this, and I would love to see your paintings when you're done. And of course, as always, I would love for you to be in the painting so that we can see your happy faces. And if you're in with your painting, I'll post it into our new Make-A-Wish gallery on the painting page. So thank you so much for painting with me. I hope you enjoyed it. I really love when you paint with me, and I hope to see you again soon. Okay. Thank you, everyone.